If it's a comedy, fall over it. If it's a drama, pick it up and smash it.
Supposing you were rehearsing a scene. First of all, you never change eyes, and what you do is you pick an eye.
Wonderful basis for movie acting.
It's not like the theatre. It's an entirely different situation.
He said, you're going to be a star, kid.
They're looking where I say you look, and they're listening to what I say.
Supposing you were rehearsing a scene. So I'm standing here talking to you, and we're rehearsing a scene, and the director comes up, or assistant director or someone will come up and say, oh, I'm sorry, I see you're rehearsing, and he goes away. If he can see that we are rehearsing, then we're not doing it right. What should happen is we should be talking just to each other. And the director, the assistant or the friend or other actor should come up and join in the conversation as though it's a real conversation. And you say, we're rehearsing. And they say, oh, I didn't realise.
When I was originally, I was supposed to be a drunk when I was a young actor, and I came in drunk, and the producer stopped it and said, what are you doing? I said, I'm drunk, sir. He said, I'm drunk in this scene. He said, I know you're drunk. He said, but you're not a drunk. He said, you're an actor trying to be drunk. I said, what? I don't know what you mean. He said, well, you're an actor who's trying to walk crooked and talk slurred. He said, a drunk is a man trying to walk straight and talk properly. Go out and do it again, which is sort of wonderful basis for movie acting, which is where you deal with the reality.
Now, you see actors and they're acting and they change, and it's an infinitesimal thing in the eyes, as they change eyes as they're talking. Can you see my eyes changing there? Just I'm changing eyes and I'm blinking. Now that is two of the worst things to do. First of all, you never change eyes, and what you do is you pick an eye. Now which eye do you pick? I look at with this eye, because the camera is there. I look at this eye, at your eye there, which brings my face, you can see. If I look with this eye at that eye, look what you get. You see the difference? But it's the same look. And if I keep blinking, it weakens me. But if I'm talking to you, and I don't blink, and I just keep going, and I don't blink, and I keep on going, and I don't blink, you start to listen to what I'm saying. And it makes me a very strong person, as opposed to someone who is sitting there going, which is someone who's completely...
If you want to play strong, don't blink. If you want to play weak, blink. I mean, don't deliberately blink, but just, you can break it. But if you really want to play strong and you just look at someone like that, this camera can see this eye. And never change eyes. Only actors do that. People don't do that in real life.
So that if you did have one philosophy of life, it was use the difficulty.
Yes, use the difficulty.
What does that mean?
Well, I got it from, I was rehearsing a play when I was a very young actor, and I had to come in this scene. It was a stage play. I'm behind the flats waiting to open the door. There was an improvised scene between a husband and wife going on inside, and then they got carried away and they started throwing things, and he threw a chair and it lodged in the doorway, and I went to open the door, and I just got my head round, and I said, I'm sorry, sir, I can't get in. He said, what do you mean? It's a chair there. He said to me, use the difficulty. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, if it's a comedy, fall over it. If it's a drama, pick it up and smash it. He said, use the difficulty. Now, I took that into my own life. You ask my children, they said, directly anything bad happens, they go, you've got to use the difficulty. How can we work? What can we get out of this? You know? Use the difficulty. And so there's never anything so bad that you cannot use that difficulty. If you can use it 0.25% to your advantage, you're ahead. You didn't let it get you down, you know? That's my philosophy. Use the difficulty. Also, added philosophy is avoid them if you can.
Someone who is crying is in fact someone who is trying not to cry.
No, it's when men cry in particular. Men will do anything but cry. You know? And so they are all men. When you cry, you must fight the tears. And if you fight the tears, the audience will cry for you.
Is like somebody who loves you deeply is the most incredible of mistresses or lovers, whichever sex you are, because it will love you forever, in spite of the fact that for the rest of your career, except on given occasions, which we will come to, you ignore it. It does not exist. You never look into it, you never know it's there. You just hold the eyes of the other person and listen. And listening is really what acting is all about. For movies, it's not like the theatre. It's an entirely different situation. And that is the greatest piece of advice I could give to someone who wants to act in movies, is to listen and react.
Ron, for example, he's
so funny because he blinks all the time because he's always nervous. He can't get the girl, and that is a very clever actor, letting you know that he's not very strong and he's nervous and he's upset. If you're playing a serious character in a movie, you know, as I often do, you don't want to be nervous and upset.
And one day, a helicopter landed and all the flowers went up and the beds outside, up in the air, and in walked John Wayne in a complete cowboy hat. Look, just like that, look. Just like that. And he was registering in the Beverly Hills Hotel, and he looked up and he saw me in the corner. And he said to me, "What's your name, kid?" I said, "Michael Caine." He said, "You in that movie, Alfie?" I said, "Yes, yeah, I saw that." He said, "You're going to be a star, kid." I said, "Oh, thank you, sir." And he said, "But let me give you some advice." He said, "Talk low, talk slow, and don't say too effing much."
And never ever appear naked.
No. Movie acting is about control. And you control, people don't know that they're being controlled, but they're looking where I say you look, and they're listening to what I say, you know. And the minute you have a full front, not naked, it's full frontal naked, they immediately are not looking where you want them to look. And they are immediately having conversations with each other. And so you've lost concentration.
And I had on suede shoes. And he said to me, he said, never wear suede shoes, kid. So I said, "What?" He said, "Never wear suede shoes." So I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I just told you, you're going to be a star, kid." He said, "And you're going to be in a gents' toilet taking a pee." He said, "And the guy next to you is going to be taking a pee. He's going to look and he's going, 'Michael Caine.'" He said, "And then he's going to pee all over your shoes."